Oh, look at us all wearing hats today. Okay.
Girl, I
Hello,
haven't
Black
had a.
Cat Crew.
I need a haircut.
Whew, I haven't had one in a month. I'm looking
Girl.
ragged.
I was just trying to give a little masculine look.
Yeah, just a little something.
And she got her Adele merch on too. I see her over there.
I know. When can you hear the story behind this?
I can't wait.
Hello. Hey, community. This is Brandon Jackson from Nashville. What's brewing today?
Brandon, Adele, and Ussess.
Ask Yo Aunteas, Black History Month.
And how black are we? So get your cups ready for Minority Report.
Clap. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey. It's just one of those episodes already, community. Get ready. Welcome to
That was
Minority
like 5,
Report.
6, 7, 8. That's what that was. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, man. Well, welcome. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I'm Auntie Carell.
I'm Auntie Dawon.
I'm Auntie Jarrell.
And we have a guest today as well. And before we get into everything, what is your guest auntie name?
I'm going with Auntie No Ice.
Oh, okay.
No ice.
Okay.
Okay. Water, drinks, whatever I get served, don't put no ice in it.
See, that's
Okay, where does that come from?
From singing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought you were going to say Auntie Room Temp. That's what I thought you was going to say. Auntie
I thought
Room
about
Temp.
that one.
I like that.
Literally, we'll go to a bar somewhere. She'll be like, "Can I have some room temperature water, please? No ice." And I was like,
Auntie No
Can't
Ice.
do the cold.
I like it. Well, we got Brandon on. He's part of the community. Like, you've heard him in intros before in the past and all that stuff. He's the one that sang the intro. It's probably been 2 years now. Sheesh. But
yeah, I mean, look, the people that are listening now, I don't even know if they even remember back in the day when we first started. You know, we had the community out there, begged the community, begged them, like, and it's you, like. You never know, like, who is really, like, that bitch until when you ask somebody to make a recording, and then they say, okay, I'm down. Because there's a whole lot of people out of there that is confident as what, but as soon as you ask them to put their voice on something recorded,
I don't
like, I couldn't do
like
that.
my voice. I don't want to do that. It's like, okay, then.
Okay.
So that's why
the real tea.
But
That's where everyone stopped,
weren't you-
though. That's where everyone stopped, though, because she did so damn bomb.
That is true.
I follow that.
I ain't gonna be saying.
Yeah, I woke up that day feeling a little Mary J. inspired. So I was let's give it to her.
But you know what? When he first started, the toxic masculinity thing hadn't really been coined yet. So now that people are embracing their feminine sides, and it's okay to paint your nails, and it's okay to live that long hair fantasy, maybe people are a little bit more apt to hear their gay ass voices.
Maybe, but yeah, like it was so that's the true inside tea. Like that's why we stopped and redo the intros now, because we were struggling to get all these intros. We're like, come on, y'all say you want to intro the show, but you don't send the intro.
And here we are trying to be really inclusive and get y'all involved in the podcast or whatever, and like pulling teeth. So we said, no, we got this.
Ahead, we got this. But Brandon,
my name's Carell. My name's Dawon. My name is Terrell.
Hey, community, here's what's brewing today. Put that attitude on there. Here's what's brewing today, ho.
We gonna intro the show. We gonna talk on the show. We gonna listen to our show. We gonna post about our show.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you can't root for your damn self, then what the fuck you doing?
They don't call us.
Man.
They don't call us the aunties for nothing. We be bigging up ourselves. Come on now.
I left my tambourine. Oh.
Wait, hold on.
You see that?
I
You
know
see
that.
that?
Now you know what the. Now you know
Make
what.
a tambourine out of anything.
Facts. Wait, did you hear an echo on that? Did you hear Brandon twice when he said that? Am I the only one that heard the echo? Say something real quick, Brandon.
No, he's coming.
Hello.
Oh well, that sounds a little matrixy to me.
Did you get the hello? No? Okay. Well, anyway. Oh, you know, it might be because I'm on the Zencaster side too. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so Brandon. We had to get Brandon on here because Brandon is famous.
Right?
Brandon said, I'm just going to sing, for Adele. Nothing too crazy.
And so let's Friday night.
Let's back this up though. Like, so how long ago did you get your tickets and all that stuff? Were you like one of the first ones that got that exclusive insider ticket revenue like drill?
Well, I didn't because I was waitlisted and I was pissed about it because when she came out with 30 albums, she had the little fan card where you could say how many hours you listened, what your rank was in the US versus the world. I was number 8 in the US. I was in the top 0.005% of her listeners on Spotify. So I was like, oh, they gonna choose me. I know I'm supposed to get a ticket. Child, they said waitlisted. I'm like, I didn't even get waitlisted for college. I was still in some type of way. But luckily, I had a praying grandmother and my friends put in for me and we got a ticket and I was just hallelujah. So we got the tickets right when they first opened up. Was that in December still? I don't even know what month it is.
December.
Yeah, when they first opened up in December, I got a ticket. And so I knew I was going, but I'm like, COVID is still coming out here. So I didn't even buy my plane ticket for Vegas until last week before we were due there on Thursday.
Oh wow.
Because I'm something gonna happen and Omarion is gonna shut Adele down. Little did I know. So I bought my ticket on Monday and I was leaving on Thursday. Got on the plane, fixing to post my headed to Vegas photo. Nope. Adele posted a video just as they closed the door that said it was canceled. And I was like, oh Lord, I'm here now. So
I would have been mad as hell, low key. I'm like, get me off this damn plane. I'll stay my ass home.
I was a little disappointed, but they had already closed the cabin door. I'm like, do I act a fool and get through off the plane? But then I don't want to be on the no-fly list.
That part.
So ended up going to Vegas, woke up on Friday morning, and I was like, I know Adele ain't gonna do a show, but I'm gonna go over here to the Coliseum just to see what the line and stuff would have looked like, look at all the posters and stuff. Took some pictures, met a person there who offered to take my picture because I was doing a selfie. She was like, do you want a full body picture? I'm like, sure. And then we were talking and she was like, oh, people are gonna meet back here about 8:00, which was the scheduled show time. And we're going to do a big sing-along. I'm like, oh, I love singing, I'll come back. And so we also, that same girl had been talking to the security guards and they had told her, oh, you might want to come back about 6:00 because they might be doing something special. Okay. And I'm like, oh, okay. And once she told me that, I was like, ooh, I just knew in my spirit. I was like, y'all, Adele gonna come out here because she feels so bad because all these people in Vegas. And I was like, let me go back to the hotel and change because I'm not gonna get caught out in these streets looking a hot mess.
I know that's right.
So I went back to the hotel, got in my evening wear for the day.
My evening wear for the day.
Yes. Went back over there about 5:00, got in line, and we knew something was going on because her merch store, they put a tarp in front of all the glass. And then about 5:30, we saw the SWAT team coming in. And you know, people don't be watching their surroundings, but I was like, y'all, something going on. The SWAT team is here. So somebody big is in. I was like, Adele is in that store right now.
Right.
Sure enough, once they pulled down the tarp and we got in there, Adele had handwritten the note that everybody saw on Twitter about her being so apologetic. She had handwritten that and signed it for everybody so we could take pictures of it and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But before I got in there, we were in line about an hour, and this girl came with a microphone and she was singing. And you know, somebody stick a microphone in my face, I understand the assignment. And I'm like, let me show y'all how it's done. So I'm singing.
Said, get out of here with them little vocals.
I'm like, Rolling in the Deep is my song. I was like, let me show y'all how it's done. I'm like, it's a little bit out my range, but I'm gonna do what it got to be done. Note today, right? So I'm up there singing, letting people enjoy all my wonderfulness. And we finally get in the store, and I'm just overwhelmed. I'm taking it all in. The merch just looks phenomenal. And you know, the pages from the Easy on Me video, they are hung up in the ceiling right above all the registers. So you get to see those sheet music and stuff. Okay. And it was just an amazing out-of-body experience. And I saw this Black woman walking around, and you know how we as Black people do, you know, you acknowledge.
Yes, ma'am.
Say hello. And so I'm talking to her. Little did I know who she was. So I'm talking to her, and I'm like, oh, I love Adele. Like, she inspired my drag name, which my drag name is Siren Badell, Black Adele. And she was like,
Badell.
She was like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, for real. My drag name is Siren Badell.
I'm so here for that.
That sounds so made up.
Drag name.
That is a black.
Girl, I'm Siren Badell.
Yeah.
That's like somebody who's like looking around trying to find things with words on it to make up a name. They're like, what's your name? My name is Pillowisha Badell.
I'm so here
That's
for it.
Exactly how it was.
I love it.
I didn't have a name, and I was performing, and I was like, well, I'm gonna do this Adele song. So Black Adele. Oh, Black Adele. Okay,
here
Adele.
we go.
So she pulls me over, and she's like, oh, you know, this t-shirt, you know, Adele actually drew that. It was a t-shirt that I was like, oh, I hope she didn't. Like, I wouldn't tell nobody I drew that.
See.
But I was like, oh, that's
cute. That's cute or whatever.
But then, like, I look down and her phone is up, and on her screen is Adele. And I'm like, this is a joke. And then I waved, and Adele waved back, and I'm like,
it's like, hey, girl.
I was like, I'm not normally a person that freaks out when I see celebrities. I would say normally. But in that moment, all I could do was like scream, but I didn't want to draw attention. So I was like, one of those where you screaming into your hands. And because I posted the video of me singing to her on Instagram and Twitter, but before that, Adele and I had like a minute conversation. She was telling me, like, she was apologizing that she wasn't there, that the show wasn't going on. She was making sure that I was able to come back whenever it was rescheduled. And I was like, Adele, you don't have to apologize. I get it.
I was like, you paying for my flight?
I mean, some people, she did offer that too.
Oh, but I would have asked.
I was just so happy to see her. And I was like, girl, I'm coming back. If you reschedule it tomorrow, next week, next month, 10 years from now, I will be here. And so she was just so happy to hear that. And then I always talk with my hands like I'm doing now. but I had my nails done in the colors of her album. So that teal and that white. And she was like, "Oh, I love your nails." I was like, "Girl, I did them for you." So, like, we were bonding over that. And then by that time, other people saw I was on the phone with somebody and started coming in. And what you don't see before that video comes in is like they had pushed me back. So I was right up talking to Adele.
Yeah.
And then other people started, they wasn't Ussess, I'm gonna just say that. Come in and started pushing. And I'm like, okay.
I'm still trying to figure out how this is happening with a black woman's phone, though. You know, like black people just don't be giving up their phone like just like that to anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
And who was the black lady?
It turned out, I just found this person on LinkedIn. It turns out that they are part of her team. At first, somebody had said that she was the stylist, but I don't think she was the stylist. I think she is like an executive assistant or something.
Okay.
At least that's what she's listed on.
So damn, that show you how last minute she canceled it. The whole executive team was in Vegas. They was like, "Damn, where you at, girl?"
Yeah, it was crazy. And I actually took a picture with that girl, and she just had her hair in a ponytail, and she was like, "Ooh, don't post this on social media." My hair. I was like, "I got you, boo,
I got you, girl."
I'm like, "You changed my life. I just want to thank you for that." But yeah, anyway, the girl that I was singing with in line, she's the one with the microphone. She actually was like, "You need to hear my friend singing." And so that's when she pulled me back up to the front of the phone. And before she could even say what song, I was ready. I'm like, "When the rain is blowing in your face." I was like, "Come on." And like, you can see Adele's reaction when we start singing. And I'm like, "Oh my God," like we actually made Adele smile.
Yeah.
And like you could tell in that moment, like she was so genuine and so sincere, and you could tell she felt like crap and that her anxiety was over the top.
Yeah.
And at that moment, you could tell she needed to feel the love from us. And so
she needed to feel the love from you, not them other people that were singing. I heard them other people off key. I was like, let Brandon sing.
I didn't want to say nothing, but I'm like, ooh, when somebody set the key of the song, you come in usually with film. I'm like, but they just chose their own thing. And I was like, oh Lord. I was
literally the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, they trying to sing with Brandon. I was like,
Brandon said, y'all got the lock, not the key. Come on now.
Honey, period.
But yeah, so I was like, that's just a whirlwind night. And like to have that happen. And on top of that, Adele, for everybody who had proof that they had their ticket, she gave us $150 worth of merchandise. So she gave us bag, like a tote bag, some t-shirts, magnets, keychains. What else was in there?
Did she give you that sweatshirt too?
No, this sweatshirt came from somebody else. Because remember I said that we were meeting and do a sing-along? I was doing the sing-along, and why I have to lead it? Who pulled me up there? I was like, I just came.
You were the only one on key. Apparently, they needed you.
And rhythm. Like in some of the videos that people posted on Twitter, you can see me trying to be the choir director.
Honey,
I started patting my chest, trying to clap in my hand. I was
it don't make a difference.
It don't make a difference.
If you ain't born with it,
you just ain't got it.
We were supposed to be singing with the music. I was like the music on this beat, y'all over here, it ain't meshing. But one of the ladies who listened to me sing was like, your voice is so wonderful. I want to buy you a sweatshirt. I was like, I'm sorry, what? She was like, yeah, pick out a sweatshirt, whichever one you want, and it's yours. I'm buying it for you. I was like, oh my God, thank you. Because you know, merch shops are not cheap.
Honey, I bet you that sweatshirt was probably like a good 100.
Yeah, it was 100.
Yeah,
one thing I will say, Adele was size inclusive, because normally all those merch shops stop at a at like extra large. She went all the way up to 3X and everything. And I was like, Adele, see, I rocks with you. I rocks with that. Thank you.
That's dope. So then how did you get on like Good Morning America? So I was like, okay, hey, he's already going viral. And then this bitch like, what's up, Robin? What's up, Michael? What's up, George?
It was, so that next day, Saturday, I wake up to a phone call. I'm like, who is this? I ain't never seen this number before. They're like, hello, I'm Miles with Good Morning America. I'm like,
so how you get my number?
For real. He was like, oh, I scrolled through your Instagram and pulled your information and found your number on Instagram. I saw your video and we would like to have you wonder if you could do an interview with us. And this was before 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not up yet. Like right now? And he was like, oh no, it won't be live. We can schedule something for later. I was like, thank God, because I look rough when I wake up. I'm not one of these people that can roll out of bed and be flawless. I gotta put some time and preparation in this. But yeah, so that morning about 10:45, I did my interview with Good Morning America. They never told me when they were going to air it or anything, or what the actual subject matter would be. They were like, we just want to hear about your experience with Adele and what your connection is. And so I was telling her that actually in like 2013 or 2014, I actually dressed as Adele for Halloween. Like,
not white
red
face.
wig.
You had the beehive too.
Well, I had the beehive with the red wig and a cigarette hanging out my mouth when she smoked. I was like, come on, this is 21 Adele right here.
That part.
But yeah, so I sent all that information to them and I didn't realize they were airing it the next day. But yeah, I woke up Sunday morning to like messages on my phone, saw you on TV, and I'm like, I thought that was for next week.
That's too funny.
So,
wow.
It was crazy.
Wow.
Talk about an experience. I'm just like, and cause so like she loves Adele. Like Adele is her girl. Like
yes.
I like literally because we were texting because like he said he was on the plane when it announced, and literally I had posted it. He texted me like, "Bitch, I'm on the plane right now. I don't even drink. I don't gamble. What I'm gonna do in Vegas?" And I was like, "Girl, you better let loose, girl. Like,
you better start."
Right. So then when I heard this, I was like, "Look at God," because she was just saying like 12 hours ago, what's she gonna do? And now look at her.
I was like, I wasted trip in Vegas. I was like, I don't gamble. I don't drink. I'm celibate now, so I can't even fornicate.
Now.
I caught it. Now. That was that comma. That was that comma.
Now.
I know that's
somebody fast, some people fast for the first 30 days and some people are celibate for the first 31 days.
That ain't my ministry. But
sometimes you gotta change up what you do in life.
You right on that though. You right on that.
It's called different positions.
Switch up positions for you. Oh man. So the original. So were you at like the first show that was supposed to be? Because what?
Yeah, I was going to open.
Was it like Friday and Saturday, or is it Saturday and Sunday?
It was Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. Got it, man.
So I was there for opening night, and
so they don't have any indication when it's going to be rescheduled yet either.
Word on the street.
Ooh, spill the tea now. Come on.
Is 2023, but you didn't hear that from me.
I know supply chain is crazy.
Wait,
but supply chain ain't that crazy.
No, they've canceled all of her shows. Like the whole residency is canceled right now. Like they've taken her set out. Keith Urban has taken over her dates.
Wow.
Who's the other person?
Someone unimportant.
Some old person.
That's not Ussess.
Right, not Ussess.
Yeah. But yeah, they gave all of her dates.
That's the title, Adele and Ussess. No, Brandon, Adele, and Ussess.
That's the new, is that the new Beyonce and them?
Right. Beyonce and Ussess. What's your favorite? Okay. I want to give you some rapid fire.
Oh yeah, because y'all two like this album too. So
yes,
y'all two like the album. Hey, Dawon, how you doing, girl? While they talk.
Lyrically, this album is
it. She did the damn thing on this album. But what's your favorite Adele album? Or rank the Adele albums.
In terms of what?
Just your favorite to the least favorite.
Okay. I think 21, 30, 25, 19.
Okay.
Don't sound I didn't sound like lottery numbers, girl.
Or measurements, girl. Those sound like measurements.
What's that? 35, 44, 36. I forget where's that from? It's Mike Epps, I think, from
like the lottery movie.
Oh yeah. Next Friday, right?
I think it's lottery. I think it's called lottery.
Oh.
Well, when he wins the Powerball.
And he's like, do. Whatever that song is. Okay, so you said 21, 30, 25, 19. Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think I put 21 in front of 30 just because I love some of the bonus tracks from 21 that a lot of people never heard of. Like she did a cover of Hiding My Heart and also If It Hadn't Been for Love, which I just love those two songs. Okay. Too. So I love the bonus tracks.
Okay, now. Let me see here. Favorite Adele song? The one where you're like, you know what? One and all. Ooh, that's a good track.
I love me a good ballad. I love a good ballad.
So you like the ballad Adele more than like the up-tempo Adele?
I like all of them.
I know that's right.
Okay. And those decisions were withholding the song To Be Loved. Because to me, that song is in a category all of its own and cannot be held with anything else.
You're right.
I would agree with that. There's like maybe a handful of songs I like on 30, and that is one of them.
Yeah. And
I can play that song back and back. She sang her face off on that song. I don't care what anybody says. She sang her face off on that. And I love the song Love Is a Game. I like that song a lot too. That is so good. But yeah, I'm still.
I drink wine is good too.
I drink wine is good.
And also the jazz song.
What's the track about her kid? Is that like the number 2
My
track?
Little Love.
My Little Love.
That song, that is a hip hop song. Like I want to hear a remix with Jay-Z coming on talking about Blue. I'm telling you, that would be so fucking fire to me.
Yeah. That's why I texted you. I was like, this song remind me of something like Alicia Keys would do. Like it was
what
just
she should have done.
Actually, I like this last album.
It's not bad, actually.
It is actually really good.
It's a little too long. Like I like the concept of it, but it's just it's just maybe about 3 songs on both sides of the album too long.
Yeah.
So Adele, like overall the experience was good. Obviously you're disappointed that obviously the show didn't go on, but the second them 2023 tickets come out, so are they giving you like a secret, like okay, here you go? Okay, cool.
We gonna get Adele. Oh my gosh. One of the other things which I forgot to talk about, she on the video call, like on everybody's call, people would be like, oh, we're buying your merch. She would be like, you've spent enough, don't buy anything, just take it. And in my mind, I'm like, Adele, could you picture me with a handful of merchandise running through Caesar's Palace
and saying Adele told me to take it?
And it's funny because I peeped that on your video. If you watch his video all the way through, they talk about we're buying stuff. She's like, no, just take it. Just take it. And I'm like, did she just tell y'all to just take her shit? I said, that's a flex. Okay.
That is a flex. She said, I'm going to give you $150 and then you just take the rest.
Like, yes. But I didn't take her up on just take it because
that's a trap.
So you should have just then went on across the street and saw Ursha, baby.
Wait, I didn't know he was there.
Yeah, girl.
Roller skating while he's singing and stuff. I was like, okay, dude. I was like,
I know. I kind of want to see this show, low key.
I low key kind of want to see it too.
Because I think people forget how big Usher was. Like, that's the sad thing. Like, Usher was like it. And I don't know what he got married, and then it was a downfall.
He was it.
There was for a minute. There was no one bigger than Usher. During Confessions, who on earth was bigger than Usher?
Confessions, like no one was topping Usher.
That album
went in R&B space,
like 87 01. You were like 80. Yeah, girl, he was it.
Not everyone could say they got a diamond album. Confessions was a diamond album.
Yeah,
especially as a black man. Michael might be the only other black man that got a diamond album. Oh no, I think Nelly do too. Nelly and Outkast. I think that's literally like the trifecta or the four people there. 5 people, I guess. Outkast is 2 people. So yeah. Anyway. Well, Brandon, we appreciate you coming on. You're gonna stay the whole episode. I appreciate you telling us that Adele story. That's dope, and I'm jealous. I want to talk to Adele. I don't even want to hear Adele sing to me on FaceTime or nothing. I just want to talk because I feel like that'd be just a fun ass conversation.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed that I didn't ask one of important questions that I wanted to ask.
What would you have asked her?
I think one of the things that I would have asked her is based on her songwriting. Like, what are some of the tips and tricks that she uses in order to pump out some of these songs? And also at the same time, be able to tap into the emotion that she is.
Yeah. Well, we'll put this up as a clip. Adele, that's the question. Come on, answer the question for us, Brandon. For Brandon. So, yeah. No, that's dope. That's dope. Well, I'm glad it turned into at least a good situation out of a disappointing situation, boo.
Yeah.
What else is going on? There's a few things going on right now.
Black History Month. That's what's happening.
That part.
That's going on. All right.
Black and black.
It's
black,
our time.
Black. Hey.
You know what we need to do? We should start a Minority Report Venmo. So, some of these white listeners, can start donating,
Okay.
Saying.
And we're going to start
pinning it. We know y'all ain't posting.
We're going to pin it on our shirts.
Y'all ain't sharing. So if you're going to sit there in silence, you can move that money in silence.
Right, we're going to pin it on our shirts.
The dollars.
Got the birthday pins.
See, they don't know nothing about that.
No, about that.
They're like,
that's Black history at its core.
Googling. They're sitting there Googling. Wait, what is this? What are they talking about?
And don't worry about it. Here in Atlanta, I swear I see it probably once a month. Like you just be at the grocery store, you be like, okay, happy birthday, girl. But it's Black History Month, it's Black Present Month, it's Black Future Month. It's all the above. And stay out the way. Because you play us this month if you want to. You're going to get your feelings hurt.
Just don't.
Get your feelings hurt.
Just don't.
I would just say do a black person a favor and suck a black dick this month.
No, they already do that. That's what they want to do.
Suck a nigga dick.
That's all we ought to do.
Suck a nigga dick or something. I'm with Jarrell though. They always do it. Then,
they already. That's what they put on their.
They don't want to claim us after the month over.
Exactly. Yeah. No. They can keep that shit.
No. It's all mine this month.
Well, all right.
Look.
Sorry, brothers out there.
Take me out to
I tried to hook y'all
dinner.
up.
I love to eat. I love to drink. I'm a size large in a shirt if you want to, buy me a t-shirt or something. What else you want to do? I mean, but you ain't getting these cheeks and you ain't getting this dick.
Not this.
Well, I mean, we're
not this.
I know we're a different breed. I was talking for them out there, not for us specifically. Like,
Lord have mercy.
Can you imagine?
Honey. I mean, hey, it is what it is. We interrupt this episode for very important information.
That's right. You've been asking for it for a long time, and we have heard you.
Yep, it's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
Yo
Aunteas got
merch! Hey! That's right. You know what? We got tees, we got long tees, we got sweatshirts, we got fanny packs, there's just a whole gamut of stuff out there, so go and check that out.
We are so appreciative of your love and support, and we are so excited to launch it. Girl, where can we find this at?
Ma'am, they can head right over to minoritareport.com to check out the selection.
That's right. That's MINORITEA report.com.
Woo! Well, I mean, you know what? We might as well hop into the Ask Yo Aunteas then first, because since we're on the top of Black History Month, and talk about what we're going to do this month.
Let's do that.
Go ahead, Dawon.
Yeah, it's all you, boo-boo.
You had the finger
you were asking me.
Yeah. You were about to say it.
Well, I was, but I thought we were going to post. I was listening to the cues. I thought we was going to postpone it until after the Ask Your Auntie question, but I was just wanted to remind. So for Black History Month, we have partnered with a lot of our favorite, our favorite guests to come on and share their experience from a Black queer perspective centered around, Black History Month. So we're going to be hosting a series of lives. We've been hearing from you all that, that connecting live with us is a lot more fun, and you can join right there in a minute. So we're going to schedule some lives and, have some of our guests on, and we're going to talk about what it's like, the intersectionality between, their experience and, being Black, and really use this as a moment of celebration and recognition, for, what it's like being part of this amazing culture that we have, which is, being Black. So just look for more details coming about that soon.
Yes. Stay tuned at Instagram. We'll put all that information out there, posts, and probably in like the little bio thing. I'm excited. That's going to be fun because I like the lives.
I think it'll be great. We, the thing of this, we've been talking a lot about what we want to do for Black History Month, and we only get 28 days, 27 on a regular year,
or 28 on a regular, 29 on a leap year.
There we go. That part. And so, look, when it comes to numbers, y'all know numbers and names ain't a wrap. Not for me. Not at all. I'll give you some words, but dictionary is thick. But when it comes to numerals,
the dictionary is thick, honey. Girth.
But we were talking. Okay, we're just being stupid right now. Brandon's like, I didn't come on this for this foolishness.
She said, I'm trying to stay celibate over here.
Right. Y'all talking about dictionaries and girth.
I need to get my all out.
No, but like on a for real tip, like we were talking a lot about what do we want to do, as a Black podcast, as people that identify as Black and they're all for the Black culture. And, we just thought that this would be a great opportunity. A lot of times in Black History Month, it's all about the fight and the struggle. And, there's still room and space for those conversations, but we wanted to use this month to really celebrate, the intersectionality that exists between queer culture and being Black, with predominant focus on just celebrating what's great about being Black. So stay tuned for more details on that.
Absolutely. So, the theme for Black History Month this year in 2022 is Black Health and Wellness. And it's exploring the legacy of not only Black scholars and medical practitioners in Western medicine, but also other ways of knowing, whether it be birth workers, doulas, midwives, herbalists, etc., throughout the African diaspora. So the 2020 theme considers activities, rituals, and initiatives that Black communities have done to be well. So I like that. Especially, we always talk a lot about mental health, wellness, and things like that. I like that this health and wellness is a key focus this year, because sometimes it's just a struggle to be black all day, every day, and it's sometimes hard to even focus on the health and wellness part of it. And to put that as a right in the forefront is a cool idea. So, I mean, I guess let's hop into it. What time is it?
Ask your
auntie.
Hey.
I'm gonna do the Maya Angelou.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of that Maya Angelou, we got trolled by some account on IG saying, what did they say? They left some comment saying that you guys talk about blackness, but don't like enjoy the blackness of it all or something. I was like, okay, come on, troll with your little private account. Shut up. Like clearly you don't listen to our podcast.
Yeah. No.
Clearly not. Somebody won a little clout. No, we're not buying it. So.
I was like, okay, keep on scrolling past. But this Ask Your Aunteas, which one are we going to do? We wanted to focus it around some of the questions we're going to be doing for their lives. So which one do you want to talk about today, Dawon?
Let's do question number 1. Why is Black History Month important to you as an LGBTQ plus black person? So I think in your answer, it would be great if you could share, if you're open to it, share how you identify, because a lot of us use different, descriptors for how we identify. So how do you identify? And then, why is Black History Month important to you as you think about who you are?
You want to go first, Brandon? Or you want to?
Well, I'm thinking on that one.
Okay. I mean, I'll hop in. For me, like, especially as I've gotten older and probably more comfortable in my blackness and gayness, it means a lot, just because not only do I feel seen more, because I think it's based around, like, I want to be seen more, if that makes sense. For the longest, not really feeling comfortable in both being black and in my version of black, because sometimes, especially growing up in white America, I might be too black, but then in the black community, I wasn't black enough, and, you talk white and all this stuff. And so being so confused for so long, and then layering over the gayness of it and being confused there for so long, it's cool finally in my 30s now being just really comfortable at what I'm able to bring in my gayness and blackness, and not apologizing for it, still learning, extending my friend group, even though, like, I have black friends all my life, but it's just like really finding, especially in the gay part of it, gay black men that I identify with and want to, like, invest in, and they invest in me and things like that, has been very very cool. And especially when it comes to February for Black History Month, adding on that layer of gayness is very critical for me, because it's part of the community that I feel like, being black, that we still struggle with. And it's something that we just still don't talk enough about, don't understand enough about, and don't acknowledge and uplift enough, that if we, like, especially on this podcast, we talk about it all the time, really a lot of the foundation was being visible and showing our brand of blackness and gayness, and uplifting that, and creating a community of, I mean, it could be like-minded folks, it could be not like-minded folks, I don't care, but just showing that we're here, and it doesn't have to be some stereotype. Yes, we might fulfill some of the stereotypes, and we might not, but just being yourself, and being it in February, being it in June, but also being it the other 10 months, just coming completely how you are, and showing even the evolution of it, because hopefully the Krell that, at least for the podcast sake, that you've heard and seen, hopefully you've seen maybe a little growth and a little, evolution, maybe not, I don't know, but just going along on that journey and being okay to show my full self. So knowing the history and what the struggles that folks have had, but then also my own history and struggles that I've had, and being okay of sharing that, and it's really cool. And yeah, I don't know, I thoroughly enjoy it, and I every year, especially with social media, I just see and learn something else, especially with the intersectionality of being gay and black. That's very very cool to me, to just continue to learn and educate myself even. So
Brandon, you're up, boo.
Well, I think just being able to stand in your queerness and your blackness together is very important. And that's one of the reasons why I love that y'all decided to do this podcast, because I know in my friends groups, there aren't a lot of, what's the word I'm looking, a lot of examples of people who are Black and queer, um, and being comfortable and living in their own truth. So being able to tune in to y'all every week and see that comfortability, that self-assuredness, just helps other people, myself included, who might be struggling, be able to live and stand in our truths as well. So for me, just being able to see that other people who are visible, that way that once I'm comfortable, I can hopefully encourage other people to be more comfortable in who they are.
love it, love it, love it.
That's you, Joel.
It's very important to me, especially, well, first, I identify as a gay demisexual. And so it's important to me to have queer Black history, at the forefront for Black History Month for me, because I think about my childhood and some of the trauma that I'm unpacking today, just in my own therapy. How amazing it would have been to have Black queer history growing up as a kid. I honestly think wholeheartedly it would have changed how my parents even raised me, or how they talk to me. Like, I don't hear, I mean, it still happens. Don't get into it. It still happens. But, I don't see a lot of even just like adults being like, don't do that's what little girls do. That's the sissy. Like, you're a boy, you're supposed to be like this. Like, a lot of our queerness when we are children are pushed to the side, or swept under the rug, or locked in the door purposely by our family. And so I love the fact that we do this, because it allows us to teach other people. So that way, when there is another queer Black youth that comes in the world, that there's a place that they can go to get some type of knowledge. Like, there is something out there, whether it's going to be directly in their face, I don't know, but they can Google us, they can Google something, and we will pop up, and there will be an example. So that's, really why it's important to me. And kind of like what Carell was saying earlier, there's still a big, disconnect to people in the Black community accepting the LGBTQIA plus part of the community. So y'all know me, even on Pride Month, I shove it in the white folks' place, and I'm Black. So
your dictionary,
right? Like, you talked about that intersectionality. Like, I let them both have it. Like, every way I identify, everyone get it, and I'm gonna remind everyone and teach people, because if we don't speak up, if we don't, stand up and choose the path to be leaders, we're not going to be able to teach and inspire the way I know that we truly can. And that's why I love it.
What about you, Dawon?
I agree with what everybody said. I identify as gay, as a gay Black man. And, one of the things I think that's really important about Black History Month and that intersectionality is just seeing how the month is a month for visibility, right? Because, and looking at year after year, how much more we're starting to see that intersectionality between the LGBTQ plus community and the Black community be part of the Black History Month experience. That to me is huge. When I think about the kind of programming that you can see on television on the big screen, that I see the articles that are being written, it has always been a month for learning. Even when we were little, we were learning about the same 8 people, like the Sojourner Truths and the Ben Carvers and the core,
like, what's up, Harriet?
group. Right. But now when it comes to talking about Black history, and we talk about things like trailblazers, or when you see like documentaries on television or whatever, the tapestry of our Black experience is so rich, and we're now
like that wording. The tapestry of our history is so rich. I like that. That's a good phrase.
We're now in a place where we're starting to see like those niche areas of our community that we didn't see 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but it existed. And that's the thing. So like for me, why I think it's so important is that, I think that I thank God that it exists. And, I think, our, the people that came before us, our grandparents that really, made this happen, through a lot of the work that they've done and, with civil rights and things like that. And since its inception, it's been about sharing, learning, exposing, like really diving deep into our community. So yeah, I really like that. There was another thing that I was just thinking about, this notion of how we break generational curses. And, when it comes to like the wealth gap, or even this year when we're talking about mental health, last week we were just talking on this podcast about how, especially within our culture, we use humor, to deal with or deflect from pain and trauma and things of that nature, and that's just part of, And so, I think having additional tools, which I find amazing for this year as a theme, additional tools to focus on one's mental health, and to have coping mechanisms that are above and beyond just, making it funny. I think it's a right thing, and I'm so excited that conversation, the conversation of emotional health, mental health, and breaking down the stereotypes about getting help, because in our communities we'll be damned if we send somebody to the hospital, let alone a shrink. We'll had that cousin that stayed in the back closet or the back room, that never came out. That's just old Johnny back there. Don't go back there, whatever.
What's Uncle Johnny doing back there, Mom? It's true. It's so true. Yeah.
So I'm glad that that's the focus this year.
And it's just cool, like, because I like in like the phrasing that they put in here too is just like the doulas and the midwives and the herbalists and things like that. Things that were very normal, probably from like Africa and things like that, that kind of got pushed aside because it wasn't white. That it's just like take pride.
That white propaganda,
girl, it's wild. But
they demonize everything about our culture so that we would be completely disconnected. Like the psychological warfare on the Black community, like the fact that we don't have those ancestral bonds, that the Italians do, that the Jewish people do, that Polish people do, that anybody but Black,
right?
Everybody but quintessential United States Blackness is like deeply connected to their ancestral roots, and yet for us it's it's a
faux pas.
It had been.
We do it.
It had been a source of shame.
So I
love that we're leaning more into it,
and I'm glad they like chose those words, because it's just like you just said, I'm glad we're leaning into it way more now. Like And you just see it as time keeps going on. We're just like, you know what? Fuck all that, because what we bring is so unique and it's so us and it's so enjoyable and it's joy and it brings happiness. You know, it's just like, it just comes out of that DNA. That DNA is like awakened and you're like, finally. All this stuff that they were trying to like minimize for centuries is still in us, and it you know, we have our little moments and things like that, and let's lean into it even more, especially as like, I don't know if I said it, I identify as gay. I guess that's something that maybe the next level of learning about queer is like, okay, are there other parts of me that I really actually kind of identify? I don't know. Gay, call me gay, queer, black. You know, it is what it is. But it's just like, whatever it is, that intersectionality, lean into it. It's okay. Be your full self, because that's what we want to see. That's what you can bring to the world. That's what pushes culture forward. That's what pushes education forward. That's what pushes the world forward, is when you can bring what's distinctly you to the situation and don't care that it might make someone uncomfortable. They'll catch up soon enough and try to monetize it. So
that part.
So I'm excited, and yes, know your history, uncover some history. There's so many stories out there that are like have not been told, just because there's, like you said, Dawon, shame behind it. I look forward to just hearing new stories. That's why I'm excited about even the lives that we're doing, just to hear additional stories that have not been told, or if they've been told, have been covered up because folks just didn't want it out there because it made them uncomfortable.
You know what I wish was out there, and if it doesn't exist, which I don't think it does, and this is the property of Minority Report, so you'll have to come through us to get this done. I'm just putting it out there. But what would be great is if there was a Black version of Ancestry.com. One that has historical context, so when, because you know, like when you, like, so for example, I can trace my family history, a lot of my family history, back to like the mid 1800s, but then the trail goes dead there, and it's all folklore and you know, fairy tales.
And I think there is, it's called African Ancestry. I was like, I think I've seen an ad.
But that's specifically focused on African Americans. Because what I would love, because what I would love is for there to be some connection to like specific plantations or specific areas, you know, where people come from. So if there's a name, you know, you have a last name, and if you can trace the you know, the, I was going to say episiotomy, and that is not the word. Trace, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm gonna get it wrong. But trace the lineage of a root, the lineage of the root of their last name. A lot of those can be traced to certain particular areas, and there are stories specifically within those areas. Like, for example, I know that the bulk of my mother's father's family came from the Mississippi area, right? And if you can trace your lineage to a certain, you know, to a certain degree, you should be able to find historical details about the culture or the plantations or the, you know, things going on in that community that you can tie to your family story. So it's not just you're seeing, you know, like the marriage licenses and the, you know, going into, you know, signing up for, you know, service or whatever, but you're also getting like, you know, people that come from this area also, you know, this is a little bit more about this particular area and da 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 da.
Yeah, no, that's dope. And obviously this is an Ask Yo Aunteas question that we've kind of formulated to us, but continue to send your Ask Yo Aunteas questions to aya@minorityReport.com. But that kind of brings us to Dawon. You have something that you just kind of hinted to, that you recently did your ancestry and looking it up. And community, we want you to guess. So we're going to probably put something up before this episode airs, so you can check into now to hear the answer to it. But
what's your ethnicity?
And I almost wanted, like, Terrell and Brent, maybe we should like almost maybe guess. I'm trying to think how to do it. Should we guess almost maybe percent? Maybe who's the closest percentage of how black is Dawon?
So I think we saved the actual action for next week's episode.
Okay.
So we can get this stuff out there and whatnot, because you know, like a lot of people, you know, I get questioned all the time about, you know, well, what are you? Yeah. And you know, and there's a whole lot of different ways you can take that, but like, you know, I think for a lot of, first of all, I identify as African American, but I call myself Black. So I'm Black. And like a lot of, Black people, there's folklore and hand me down, stories about, where your people came from, what they did, and da 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 da. So I've always
we all Blackfoot.
Right. We all got somebody Indian in their family and da 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 da. So, and some of us do, some of them, some do. So long story short, I've been putting this off for a long time because I was like one of those like conspiracy theorists and lean into like, oh, I don't want to give them my DNA and have them being able to track me and all this. And I'm like, wait a minute, don't I give blood? Don't I like do all these things? They got everything.
Don't you have an iPhone?
Right. What is there? So in my mind, I'm having this conversation with myself. What out of my spit are they getting that they don't have with everything else that they then took and stole and prodded and poked and da 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 for all these years? So I'm like, okay, now that I'm mentally over that hump, let me just find out what's going on. I want to see what these G's talk about. So
in those jeans.
So I know, Carell, you did your results, and then Jarrell, you did yours, but you haven't received yours back yet, right? I haven't
received mine yet. Yeah.
Okay, so I did mine in December, and I got mine back last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember.
That's pretty quick. That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, it was pretty fast. Like I was looking at that app like every day. I was like, dang, it's not gonna be here yet.
Have you done it, Brandon?
But yeah,
No.
No. Are you curious to do it?
I'm Black.
I mean, that's the answer for the whole month. I mean,
I got a little bit of Native in me, Native American.
Is that on your mama's side?
Right.
No, we
like actually, everybody else.
Like my sister is into like researching the ancestry, and we actually found an old picture where they were separated. It was I think he might have been white or Native, but they were separated by the baby carriage because she was Black, and then all the kids were over by her. So we did find a picture like as some proof.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I got stories. I'll wait till we get into that conversation heavy because we found it exposes some stuff.
and that's one of the things that I was really curious about, like, what is the, ethnic diversity within my background from a genetic standpoint, where my people's from or whatever. Because, if you look at my features don't look like I came right out of, the mother of Africa bosom. I might have came from the Africans on, coming to America when they came out in those clothes, doing the dance, like them Africans,
right?
But not the Black Panther Africans. Let's put it that way. So when people try to figure out what I am, they're like, oh, are you Brazilian? Are you Caribbean? Are you this, that, and the other. So now I know. And we're going to give you all the opportunity to let's guess the percentage.
Okay. The percentage of how Black?
Yeah.
Or
I would be curious to know, I would be curious to know what they think showed up on my DNA test results, other than, I'm that bitch.
Right.
I would be very curious, and then we'll reveal the details on next week's podcast.
Love it. Yeah.
But will you share yours too? Because I feel like since you did yours, I almost feel like, gosh, how should we even do this? Because I feel bad that Jarrell hasn't got his back yet.
I feel like we should wait till Jarrell gets his. It'll just be a whole segment. So we'll keep teasing this. We'll keep hinting.
They could just guess for all of us right now.
Keep guessing for sure.
Guess for all of us. Guess for all of us.
Yes.
So that way, when we do talk about it, we can talk about your guesses.
How Black are we?
Were you surprised? Were you surprised by anything
Yes.
that was in your DNA results?
Yes, just
And
because
don't go
of
into
the-
too much
let's
detail.
save
Just
it.
because
Let's
of
save it. Let's go
stories
to the
you've
next
heard.
topic because we don't do a repeat episode for the listeners.
Sure are.
So let's go into the next topic.
I have my thoughts on all of y'all.
Ooh, okay. What's your thoughts? Tell us your thoughts now.
I'm definitely. So you said Mississippi. Are you from the South? Is your family from the South, Corral?
My family is originally from South, yes.
See, I already know it's gonna be a high percentage of white that y'all not used to. Cause I just know that back in the day they was all creeping and a mingling. And those are the stories that they didn't want to pass down. Let's be like, you just don't talk about that. But that's so and so real daddy over there, but we're not gonna talk about it. Because
creeping
I know in my
mingle.
small town, we'd be like, oh, you kin to so and so, but we just don't talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm like, see,
that's true. yes. So yeah, I'm excited about that. We'll get into that. But I do know we gotta talk about this latest episode of Drag Race. So we made Brandon binge the whole season so far. So we already talked about the first and second episode. Give us a quick rundown of your impressions of first and second episode. Who are your front runners in your mind?
Cornbread,
Okay.
Willow Pill,
Okay.
and my dark horse. Oh, I feel like this person could be very annoying to me as the show goes on. But what is it, Angie?
Angeria.
Yes,
Angeria.
Angeria.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, we'll see. I'm still not sold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's similar to what we've said in the last couple episodes. So episode 3. How are we feeling about episode 3 and all 9,000 outfits that they had to do?
It was hilarious to me.
That part.
It was what to you?
Well,
Hilarious.
Oh, hilarious.
Because how many seasons has RuPaul had?
Like 95.
Like
well,
15,
all together.
20?
Yeah, all together it's a lot. There's probably like close to 30, 35.
And
seasons
every
altogether.
season they have a sewing challenge. So why are people surprised that they're gonna have to sew?
Honey,
when you come on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I sat on that couch and said the same thing to Corey. I was like, if one more person get on this show and can't sew, I swear, like, it drives me bonkers. Acting like you haven't seen all 9,000 episodes of these shows, and every season there's a girl that can't sew and she go home. Every season.
And she went home this season.
season.
My gosh. But can we talk about, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead, but can we talk about during the lip sync where she pulled off the wig and had that little red?
See, there's
you
only
saw
been...
it before she even pulled it off.
Sure did.
Yeah. But I mean, Junebug Jambalaya, she wasn't ready.
She wasn't.
She wasn't ready. You know, she was a cute girl, cute face. You know, and maybe her Instagram was popping, and she was able to, you know, turn some heads in her reel or whatever that she submitted. But she just wasn't ready. The level of preparedness for the competition is different if you're trying to do like a meet and greet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is a whole damn competition. So, you know, like you can't be, you know, a
stumbling over your clothes.
And, you know, and can't perform and can't do this, no. And the reality of it is she should have known that she was going home because she was going up against Maddie, who is the first cisgender straight man. There is no way in hell, even though he was in the bottom, which I appreciated him being in the bottom because he needed to be in the bottom. But I appreciated the fact that they called that, but there was no way in hell that he was going home this early in the season.
No.
Now maybe next week.
Right, they gotta get at least one more week.
Let me be honest, because that lip sync was not it either.
It was not.
I was like, if it was a double elim tonight, I wouldn't have been fine. I would have been like if both of them would have went, I would have been fine. I would say I didn't really care for it. Like a lot of the outfits, I was like, meh.
Yeah,
like
that's
it
all
just
I was.
I don't know. I just was not blown away by this week's episode.
It was a boring episode to me.
Too much. It was too many changes.
And I was annoyed. And I was annoyed about them coming back too, though.
I was gonna.
I was very annoyed about that. And you know what? I actually clapped when June said that part. She was like, I thought I, had saved my butt, the first time, etc. Like, I understand that. Like, you worked your ass off in that lip sync, which she did in that one. And like that, there should be some type of, like, I don't know, like typically if someone lip syncs, I think, I don't know, from a handful of episodes I've seen, like it lights a fire under the ass to not suck the next episode. And I felt them coming back just like did not do nothing for her. It just like, damn. So what was the point the first time? And now I gotta do it back to back.
And can I just want to piggyback on that, because for the fact that we had the first two eliminated queens come back, at first when they came back, I was like, you know what? That's great. Because they had first two episodes where they split up the group anyway, and then they did 2 eliminations. So you had, 2 girls gone or whatever. And you didn't even, through those 2 whole episodes, you only got to see the full gamut of them just once. So it was like, you know what? This is cool, because now they have a chance to redeem themselves. And I would have felt differently had the girls that came back really performed, but they were just safe.
They were just,
and I was like, okay, well then, what was the point of bringing them back?
They didn't add anything.
You ain't turning nothing.
They didn't add nothing. Like it just
except a dragonfly. She ate a dragonfly. I was like, that's when I knew they were pushing for something to happen in this episode. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a boring episode, because if they like teasing her eating a dragonfly, I was like, this is a boring ass episode.
Absolutely.
And then I was just mad that literally, how many outfits did they do? Like 4 each? I was like, this is too much. I was like, I was like, no. I was like,
Who do you think is the villain of the season? Ooh. Or that has the potential to be? Because here's the thing.
Kenny Colby.
Hold on one second, because I feel like a lot of what makes the drag seasons interesting. Yes, there's like the lip sync part of it and the runway, but like the rest of it is whoever's stirring up the drama. Yeah. So you say Kennedy Colby.
Yep, and it will probably be, but the real person will probably be Cornbread.
I was thinking Cornbread too. That's funny.
It will be Cornbread, because everyone's loving her so much, and they're probably going to give her that type of edit where you go from loving her to not liking her, because she's a little shady. She throws those one-liners, because she did the whole first episode. She was very
about flip flops.
Yep, about them flip flops, and she would not let that bitch go. She was like,
and then she ended up being like Willow's best friend. Like she was helping Willow, and she's like, "I got you, boo. You know what? I know your hands.
You need some hand warmers."
But you know what though? Like that is blackness.
That was actually very nice. Yeah.
That's blackness. That's how we roll. We will rag on each other. It don't mean anything. But then we'll be like, oh girl, you need some help? Pass me them peas.
Right, go and fit you a plate back there, baby. I made you a plate.
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Right. Come on in here.
That's a true ass statement. Yeah, I feel like Cornbread might turn into the villain. Obviously, I think Miss Congeniality is going to be Azuria from Atlanta. Like they kind of always go for that same type of energy. She's kind of like the hiding closet of this season, I'm trying to think what else though, but this episode annoyed me. I was sitting there like mad watching it. I was like, I don't even want to watch the rest of this. It added nothing to my life. No entertainment. Not like the lip sync was stupid. Like, It was just too many queens, and I think I was just annoyed instantly that they brought back the 2 queens. I was like, maybe they should have had them lip sync for their life and only bring back 1 queen.
That would have been cute.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a mini challenge this week, did they? Mm-mm. So they just had them pick them candy bars and then go right into the slowing challenge.
I don't like the candy bars either.
So they got to perform.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Go ahead, Boo.
They got to perform with that candy bar tucked in them somewhere.
Melting all down there.
Looking now, like you know they give them the... You know they give them they give them the candy bars. That's an edit. They shut the screen and then they. Cause I mean, look. Could you imagine you just have all the stuff running all down the inside of your body and whatnot? Because you didn't sweated it all out.
It tastes just like candy.
It's the meme. For me. It's that meme for me where it'd be like, I think it was Fitness Games. It was like bottoms be like, I'm ready, and tops, and it was her opening the piece of chocolate. I was like, ew.
This is how you know this episode was boring. They focused on Rue and her craziness. That's how you knew. They went through that edit. They're like, damn, we ain't got nothing on this episode.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. But here's the thing. Rue still looks good, by the way. Rue got money. And she
better.
She looked good. Like that gold outfit. I was like, ooh.
I was sitting up last night watching old videos of RuPaul doing her original song, You Better Work, Supermodel, You Better Work, last night. And I was just like, this bitch was doing this shit all the way back in the 90s. And
have you watched the 80s stuff? Like, there's a channel on the YouTube where it's like old Rue from like Atlanta Rue. Yeah.
The mohawk, bald head.
The grungy Rue. But it just showed like she's worked her ass off. Like, we can't say no. As much as people are like, oh, Rue might not do enough for the community, there might be some truth in there. But Rue been grinding since 82, since 77. And
there was a point where she like stopped doing drag altogether. It was like a point of like 10 years where she wouldn't do any interviews or anything. She would do them only as herself as RuPaul, not RuPaul Charles RuPaul. Right. RuPaul Charles, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, but I don't know. We'll see how this next episode.
Are out of the queens that are there beyond Cornbread, because I know that she has like a favorite. And honestly, I think that she could probably win it. This could be the year that we finally get a thick girl who could potentially win it, and I would love to see that. But outside of Cornbread, is there anyone else that you would identify as like, oh yeah, I could see them going all the way?
This last episode was so boring. I'm gonna say no.
Like throw the whole cast away and start over.
Throw the whole season. All Stars, where you at?
Because even Cornbread didn't look that good to me in this episode. No. That hair was flat. Like we said it before, she needs to be honey. Mary J. Blige would never.
Would never.
Well, they called her out on that wig too. They was like,
honey. So throw this whole episode away. I think Willow's gonna be there. Willow, at least so far in the first 3 episodes, has kind of shown the most range, maybe in outfits and looks. Azuria's there just because she's just got that pageantry and she's funny and she's got that likability. Bosco, I like Bosco, but if she come out with one more horn, I'm gonna be tired of that.
That's her signature. That's her signature out here in Seattle.
So I'm already gonna be bored
with the horn in Seattle.
Then never mind. No, she ain't gonna win in my book because they're gonna call her out on that. But like, you ain't got nothing else but horns.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't remember the rest of the drag queens' names.
What's the one? Georges?
Oh yeah, Georges. Yeah, I do like Georges. I do like Georges.
Yeah.
I don't know. The jury's still out for me on Georges. Like I see like Carlson like just like praising her, like, oh, you take up the whole stage, and I'm like, I mean, she like, first of all, when she came out there with that little like slinky dress and that crooked wig, I'm like,
you talking about her American, her
red
yes, yes. It was like 3 napkins pinned together. You know,
saw the lace line.
I'm like,
I thought the same thing.
Clearly you weren't spending a lot of time putting your outfit together. So at least you could have done something with, with all of this. I was just, sometimes I just, maybe it's the edit for me. I don't know.
Right. Blame it on the edit. But yeah.
I did appreciate Maddie at the end when they were lip sync, when they were doing the battle. And she was like, you already got sent here because your dress. Now you about to take me out.
With your shoes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
I was like, okay.
This is the one thing I'll never understand about like the lip sync for your lives is that when these queens are performing, why the fuck do they leave their shit on stage? Are they instructed not to like put it like, because there's a whole drop off in front of there. If you're gonna take off this big ass coat for your reveal, drop it off where can't nobody run over it,
I don't know. Yeah, but I did watch the What You Packing with Michelle Visage after with Junebug Jambalaya, and she just started dragging 2018. So we checked it. We were like, okay, she's very green, and it came to find out she's only been doing drag for like 3 years because it's just little shit. Like, okay, we saw it with the headband coming down. We saw all the other stuff. We saw it with the you can see her reveal wig underneath. Pin your fucking dress to your bra. Yeah. That's all you had to do. Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't have to be fighting all that shit.
She's not used to performing. She's probably like, I'm gonna get up there, I'm a host, or I might sing a song, but I'm not like performing because
So do we all agree that June was the right one to go home?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I actually thought the dress looked better when she took off all that other stuff.
That part.
And I'm like, at least don't you know how to tie a toga? If you can't sew, put you on a belt and drape a dress and go on.
She had the nerve to say, and I'm a stylist. No, you ain't, ho. No, you ain't.
Yes, she is, because she had that leaf right here the whole time. Style. Okay? Didn't move it one bit, okay? It stayed right here.
Now, see, the one thing I was waiting for was for RuPaul to say to her, remove the leaves. Like she did to, what's her name? Valentina, when she had the mask on or whatever. Yep. I was hoping for her to revive that moment, but she was too busy talking and cackling about her coffee enema.
Right, that tells you it's a boring ass episode. They're talking about Rue and coffee. They ain't shown Rue that much on the episode in a decade.
Look, they better bring it next week. They better bring it next week with some energy, some fire, some something, because...
Anyway, and before we get out of here, there's a quick kind of just rapid fire. Jasmine's coming with the Heaux Tales, Motels, Holiday Inn. Honey, yes. I can't wait. Like February 11th, I think, right before Valentine's Day. So, woo! I'm glad. Like, who would have thought that Jazmine would actually put out additional music this quick? A year later, she does not do that.
I don't think it's gonna be like a whole new album.
No, I think it's just bonus tracks.
Yeah, I think just gonna be some bonus tracks because she was calling it an EP.
Yeah.
Remember when she first started on, she was like, it ain't an album, y'all, it's an EP. So I think she was planning on doing kind of like what hers done, which is done a couple of EPs and then put it together and then release it as an album, So I don't care. I'm gonna see that bitch literally 8 days after, 7 days?
Oh, you're gonna get the new after.
6 days after this comes out, because I see her February 17th. That is when she is performing here, February 17th. That's what you think. Look,
cancel.
No, she'll be here. She'll be here. Because you know why? Because Seattle don't play. We don't play out here.
Okay.
So,
but
y'all got COVID. Come on in.
I love that she tweeted Issa Rae and was like, "Oh, I want to do you do the film, and I'll put out some more bonus tracks with it." So I would love to see that collab come out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love that people are being ballsy enough to shoot their shot no matter what it is. Like that's like no one's gonna. If you don't take an opportunity when it presents itself, the only person you have to blame is yourself.
Yeah.
So shoot your shot shoot your shot, figure out where things lay, and it might not go your way, but if it does, then you'll be better off for it.
And the worst they say is no. I mean,
literally,
you already wasn't part of it, so just continue not to be part of it. Ain't hurt nobody.
And then go ahead.
Oh, really quickly, by the time this episode airs, the Janet Jackson doc will have already. So, although we're not talking about it right now because we record before, we'll have to figure out. I don't know. Can we wait until Wednesday of next week to talk about it?
If y'all want to go live on Sunday, we can go live on Sunday and just talk about it.
Okay. So so by the time you hear this episode, you missed us.
Right. We were live yesterday.
We were live yesterday.
Make sure you're not live for the rest of the month.
And
buckle up.
And then we also see that Stephen Breyer's stepping down this summer at the end of this term. Praise Jesus, because I was like, don't get to 2023 and your ass still there. Because they gonna drag the shit out to the next election.
All I'm gonna say is just hold your horses, because the Republicans are gonna do whatever they can to block some shit. You just already know. So
it's not even the Republicans; it's them Democrat supposedly Democrats. It's gonna be them two same people again. That lady and West Virginia dude.
Something,
Joe Manchin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Country road, take your ass back to West Virginia. So, but no, and here's the thing: the black community is not really feeling Biden right now. He might be able to get the next election if he says and puts up a black woman like he said he was going to do.
And he cussing too, so honey.
Hey.
He said, you stupid son of a bitch. I was like, I know that's right, Biden. that shit tickled me.
Look, and that was that wasn't President Joe Biden. That was just Joe Biden.
That was Joe. That was Uncle Joe.
Period.
That was Uncle Joe. Real talk.
Period.
He said, I clocked out in this moment. So
and it's funny, that moment probably just literally helped his ass for the next few months.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's the shit we want to see. Be like, what?
We need to see more of that.
Yeah.
But it's just but he better put up a black woman. If he don't put up a black woman, the next couple years are going to be ridiculous, because then I don't know what this next president cycle's going to be like. I don't know. It's stressing me out already.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm already building. Oh, go ahead, Boo.
Well, they say that a black lady is one of the leading candidates. That Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Miss
That's
Jackson.
a black name too. I love it.
Y'all related?
Right?
Probably.
Right.
I claim the Jacksons out of Gary, Indiana as well. So
come on, Tangy.
She got that dynasty action.
Right. Period. So we'll see what kind of comes out of that. I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff in the coming months as they try to get this pushed through. Especially if it's a black woman, they're gonna try to drag up everything.
Because the most disrespected person in America is a black woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, look, I already started planning my exit strategy. I mean, y'all think I'm playing, but
you got that standby ticket.
You know where she gonna be? Greece.
Probably.
You'd be like, absolutely.
Because talk about mental health. I can't take it. I can't do another 4 years like it was for the last 4 years. I don't have it in me. Yeah. And I will leave this bitch. I will turn in. I'll go to the poorest country there is, and I'll take whatever I got in my bank and live like a thing, and give up my citizenship, and just be out there in old happenstance or whatever, little country there is out there.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it. I refuse. I just can't.
So we'll see.
If that does happen, we'll have to figure out the recording schedule of the Minority Report.
He's like, girl, it's 3 a.m. over here.
You the one that
moved. She recording before work.
Girl, bags underneath my eyes, rollers in my hair.
Son. But Brandon, thank you, boo, for rocking with us this episode.
Yes. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, for sure. And you know you're welcome back whenever you want to. Just be like, hey, girl, I want to come and talk. Okay, come on.
I always put in my reports that I do for school. I'm always like, when I do my album launch, I'll make sure I go to Minority Report for
absolutely.
Yes.
So y'all don't even know y'all been helping me on my school projects too.
Yeah.
Oh, look at us.
Okay. Glad to do it. Yes.
Getting all A's.
Teamwork. Right. Yes.
Absolutely.
Anything less.
Thriving in abundance.
Period. And are you performing anywhere in Nashville coming up? Anything you want to promote? Where people could go check you out? Or
Yep, I sing with my friend's band from time to time, usually on Friday night or Saturday night at Lucky Bastards. Lucky Bastard on Broadway. But in the meantime, I'm trying to put together an all person of color band. And trying to get us on the circuit for summer.
Yeah. Where can people find you? Where can they get connected with Miss Brandon Jackson if you're nasty?
Yes.
On Instagram at Bjax, BEJAXX, and Bjax on Twitter, and then Facebook.
Is it Brandon?
You know what? We're not gonna talk about. I mean,
that's the burner one.
That's the
burner one.
Burner account. It's funny because people are like, "Oh, you've been viral, with this Adele stuff," and I'm like, "Some of my burner posts have done better than this."
Okay.
I was prepared for this moment.
I
love it.
And I will not be giving that out.
Yeah, them burner accounts, that's where it's at. But community, it's got my voice cracking and everything. Community, be safe out there. Happy Black History Month, present month, future month. Be well, be well, be well. Wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass. See you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.